Hey friends, I am back today, and unfortunately I am alone. I'm going to be doing a toast and roast, but it will not be with my husband because unfortunately he has been sick. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that he was in the ER, which I cannot say ER. For some reason that's like too hard for my brain right now last week, and he has just been having a really rough time. Sorry, my fingers got stuck in my long hair. And so we're going to be doing this week without him, which is a super sad thing, but hopefully we can make it fun. I don't know how long this will be because truthfully it's been a very long week and a half, but we're just going to start with the very first thing, and that is the Tropicolor palette, which is the collaboration between Sydney Grace and the Fancy Face, who I really enjoy her content. I am looking at this palette and I really like Sydney Grace, so this is going to seem kind of harsh. I can already sense it. I'm starting this right off with a bang. So I like this palette. It actually, if you break it down, reminds me a lot of the Temptalia palettes as well. So originally I thought I was going to pick it up because I was like, well, you know, if it is different than the more neutral palettes that they put out, then I'm definitely going to snag it. But I am really trying to watch my money, especially with, we've got my hospital visit, we've got my husband's hospital visit. I don't know why I would, the hand motions. So I'm trying very hard to be extremely frugal with my choices. But in a perfect world, if I had money just constantly, I would definitely pick this up. I think it's very interesting. I like the cover art. It's not my favorite, not my least favorite, but I like it. I definitely think it fits the Fancy Face. It's got a very fun personality, and this is definitely a very colorful and interesting palette. Personally, I really liked her palette that she did with Odin's Eye a lot better, and I don't mean that quality-wise. I love Sydney Grace, and I love their customer service, and I like everything about them. So if you don't have a lot of Sydney Grace like I do, this is probably a really good purchase. I'm sure it will be a decent price because they tend to price things pretty fairly. I was looking to see if they posted one, but I didn't see one. It is available on September 1st. If you're looking to support either the Fancy Face or Sydney Grace or an indie company, this is definitely a great palette to pick up. I will not be picking it up. We'll include this. It looks like Pat McGrath is releasing 2 new lip products. They're liquidless. Her names are so hard, but she's putting out 2 metallic lipsticks, and I truthfully won't be picking up either one because they're definitely going to be expensive, probably in the $30 range. But I do think they're interesting. I'm not crazy about the packaging. I liked her black packaging better than I like this packaging personally. And I usually like to wear lip gloss for this, but I do love the 90s vibe, and I am, look at me, I'm like, ooh, if I had that money, I would definitely consider it. I would consider it, but I'm not going to pick up anything. It looks like we have something coming, and I like the names in it, so I'm interested in it. This is from Shroud Cosmetics, and they've obviously had a lot of controversy within the brand. I talked about it in a previous video. From everything that happened before, it looks like they've really learned some lessons, and for that, I'm definitely willing to give them a second chance. I don't know what this palette is going to be. It does look like it's going to be a Halloween-themed palette. I am interested in it, but we'll have to see what the color story is because I've been surprised on color stories as of late. There are some new Tom Ford quads coming. I am not remotely interested in picking up either one of these. I do think they're beautiful, but the formula for me is just not my favorite. It's just not, and for the price, it just seems like not. Sorry, my cat just walked into my room. You may hear him purring very loudly, which is a great time, or you may hear him getting into shit, which is a less great time. I feel like the price is too much for the quality that is here. I do like the products, but I don't love the products, if that makes sense. These will be available on 10/3 if you are interested in picking them up. They're definitely the same realm that they always are. I would love to see them expand their colors within their quads so that more skin tones could use them, and it doesn't seem to be like a common thing for them. So it's very frustrating. I definitely think that they need to make strides in that direction. Okay, this I'm going to talk about because I find it to be just like, what the fuck just happened here? Charlotte Tilbury is coming up with updated shade range. Okay, they've updated the shade range, but it's still not much of an update. This is bullshit. So, Charlotte Tilbury has come out with a Skin Radiant Concealer. I'm looking to see $33 each. It's available now, and the shade range is absolute bullshit. Like, absolute trash. If you're a brand that is this big, even if you're a small brand, you should be making strides to include every skin tone as much as you possibly can, but this is just laughable. I mean, yes, there is a little bit more than I think we were initially sneak peeked, but there is still only just a few shades for deeper skin tones, and I find that to just be insulting. So me, I'm definitely not picking it up. I wish and hope that people speak out about this because I think it's absolute trash. I like Charlotte Tilbury. I think she does a great job. I like the majority of the formulations of foundation that I have from her. But this is a huge slap in the face, in my opinion. So this is out today. I do have this. Actually, I have this probably right in front of me. I just used it today. So this actually released today, and I have it in front of me because I'm wearing it as the matte shades on my eyes. This is Milk. This is from Nomad Cosmetics. This is the Boss Naboso de Monteverde. Ooh, I don't know. Palette. I cannot pronounce shit. I believe it's $44. I do have a non-affiliated coupon code, so I get absolutely nothing if you decide to use this. It is just for you guys to save a little bit of money. It's Jaclyntriesit, all in one word. And this, oh my gosh. So I showed this I did a review. If you guys want to check it out, it's on my channel. This cup is all up in our business. And excuse the not matching straw. It's just how it rolls in this house. But let's look at this. Look at this freaking sloth. I absolutely adore him. He is so precious. And then this is the color story, which I guess I don't know. I don't need to include a picture now. But this is the color story. And as you can see, there's a lot of details. I've used them, so it's not as perfect as it once was. But those monkeys on that pan, so cute. And this color story originally intimidated me. And truthfully, if they had not sent this to me, I don't know if I'd initially would have picked it up because I would have been so like, oof, I don't know if I can use that. But now that I've seen swatches and done my own, I think it would have changed my mind because this is much more user-friendly than I initially thought. What I like to do when I get intimidated by the color story is kind of pair them into sort of a monochromatic thing inside of my mind. So I'll pair like the oranges and pinks, and then I'll pair like the yellows and greens, the blues and purples, and I'll kind of work that way because sometimes that's just easier for me to do. And I'm extremely glad that they sent this to me because I'm telling you what, this shade up here, I'm going to try and turn it so you guys can see. Oh, you can see it. It has a huge flip in it. So it's green that goes kind of pinkish orange. And it might be one of my absolute favorite shades that I've actually tried in a really long time. The palette is fantastic. It performs really well. The mattes are great. I used them again with a look that I did today. My makeup looks like a hot mess because I laid down, I took a nap, I wore a mask like 3 separate times today. So I'm sorry. This is just looking not fresh at all, and I'm using a foundation that I am just not super crazy about, but you're gonna see the review on that very soon. So anyway, if you guys want to pick it up, that is available right now. I'm gonna talk about this because I think this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, and I'm so sorry. Like, I hate to be a hater, but I'm so overdone on these fucking, like, I am very overdone on these kinds of pairings. So this is Fenty Beauty and Mischief. It's like a shortening of that. And they are doing like a ketchup or makeup set. And I'm sorry, I find this to be very gimmicky. I find this to be really, like, why? It's unnecessary. There was no need for this. The ketchup packets, I don't feel like this is cute or funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being extra hard on this, but I was just immediately, like, put off by this ad. I don't know what it is, just not into it. It's not my vibe. I actually really like Fenty Beauty. They have beautiful lip gloss. However, this is just not it for me, and maybe it is for a lot of people. No food collaborations are really popular with a lot of brands and a lot of people, but for me, this is just not something I would even remotely be interested in, even if I had shit tons of money to be purchasing stuff. But if you are interested, it's $25 and it's available now. You can find out if you're getting ketchup or if you're getting makeup. Oh, so we have a sneak peek here, and it's off to a good start, I've got to say. I'm already like, ooh, I want to get it. So this is from Rebel Rouge Labs, and this is just a sneak peek of a few shades that are going to be in the As the World Falls Down palette. This is inspired by the Labyrinth, and the pre-order is September 2nd through the 18th. So I can't wait to see more. These shades look really promising. These are 100% like fall feels, and I am for those all year long. Like, this quad of colors is kind of like the 4 horsemen of happiness when it comes to makeup, so I'm really excited to see the rest of this. Okay, so this is a collection that is coming soon. It is a holiday collection, and of course we're seeing it very, very early, but I think that happens more and more every year. This is from YSL, and there's a few things going on. I'm only, you know, I have roasted a lot of YSL stuff recently, so I'm just gonna roast the palette. The actual packaging looks really beautiful. I like it. I think it's kind of simplistic, but also kind of glitzy for holiday. So I like that. The colors on the inside is just like every other palette that has been released this I swear, if you watch the last few of these videos, all of these palettes are like in the same vein. They're like neutral with a little bit of berry tones to it. And I appreciate that, but I have all I need. I have met my quota for neutral and berry tones, especially if you can't add any other textures. It's very frustrating, and I would not spend my money because it's definitely going to be pricey. Okay, so this is also a sneak peek, and this is from Adept Cosmetics, and I have not tried their new palette, the House of L, to see what the formulation is like, because apparently that's a new formulation for them. I will say I like their old formulation. I have heard mixed things about them, and so I personally did not have a bad experience, but the things I've heard kind of turned me off about them a little bit. But everybody deserves a second chance, in my mind. So as long as you step up and you take responsibility for the things that you've done and you try to make a change, I'm happy with that. There's brands that have not done that, or they do that and then they jump right back to acting the way they did. No shade, just putting it out there. So I'm actually really, I just said I wasn't super interested in neutral stuff. However, these look to all be very textured neutrals, and they look beautiful. You can see a sneak peek of a green color, and these, I really am curious to know if these are glitters. If they're glitters, I can't get it and I won't be able to wear them. So if that's the case, I can't get it just by default. But if these are kind of like the ones that look like glitters but the texture is smooth, I would consider picking this up depending on price and what the rest of the palette looks like. But I am intrigued. I definitely want to see the rest of it. And the other shadows that I've tried for them have been good quality. I was just kind of giving them a little bit of a break because I wanted to see what they were doing with their customer service and other things that were going on, because ethics matter to me. I'm going to talk about this just so I can say that I think this is fucking dumb. And I'm sorry. I stopped trying to hold back my thoughts, and you guys may have noticed that. So this, if you like Supreme, this may be something for you. To me, it is just a cash grab. And personally, like, it's cool. If you have the extra money, or if you really enjoy designer brands and things like that, that's cool. I'm not trying to say don't enjoy those things, don't have a good time. For me, like the average consumer, where I feel like I don't have shit tons of money to spend, but I like to really enjoy the things that I do get, this just is a cash grab to me. That's all this is. This is Pat McGrath Labs and Supreme collabing once again. They're nail polishes and nail decals. It just says coming soon. I'm sure it will be pricey, but Pat McGrath does have good quality. However, white, red, and black, I mean, I get why they're doing it. That's kind of like their brand's colors, but I like a black nail polish. Don't get me wrong. Your girl likes black nail polish, but am I going to be spending probably $20 for one? No, thank you. I don't. That's not happening in this life or the next. So I'm definitely not interested in this, but you might be, and that's totally okay. Just so you guys know, these are just my opinions, my thoughts on things. And just because I say I'm not interested in something does not mean I think any less of somebody else for feeling differently. We all have different tastes. We all have different price ranges and different lifestyles, and it is completely okay to like something that I don't. So this is the Radiant Sky Holiday Collection, and this is from Clé de Peau, another holiday collection. This release is $9.21. There are no prices. Let me just say that I really like the packaging. I don't kind of like it. I actually really enjoy it. However, they are extremely pricey as far as brands go. So I can already tell you, even if I loved everything, I probably would not pick it up right now. I don't love the colors, and I don't know the formula of Clé de Peau, so I can't speak to what the eyeshadows would be like. But I do really enjoy the packaging. So maybe someday if I can pick it up secondhand, I can't. I'm not going to. But if your girl had the money, I mean, I probably would pick it up, to be honest. And maybe like depot it and put something else into it. I like to do that kind of thing. The lipsticks, there's not a huge range of color. I would have liked to see more of that for deeper skin tones. The eyeshadow palette is kind of the same. I mean, there is one kind of deeper mauve color, but I still don't think for deeper skin tones that that's going to necessarily work the best. So for me, inclusivity makes a huge difference, and this is just not saying that to me. It's not like thought out into that direction, I personally feel. So I'm definitely not picking it up, but I do think the packaging is pretty. So, okay, so we have a few releases from C Color Cosmetics. I have never used this brand. I've heard that a lot of times they like to dupe different palettes, which I'm completely okay with. I know people don't always like that. But I also think that there's a lot of people that would like to try certain things, and they're just not going to be able to afford that. And I know what it's like to want something and not be able to afford it. So I think everybody should have the chance to enjoy something. And I don't think there's anything really wrong unless you are copying the packaging, the formula, all of that stuff and trying to sell it as the exact same thing. I think that's shitty. Like, for instance, there was, I think it was Makeup Revolution released a almost exact dupe of one of the Lunar Beauty highlights, and I thought it was really shitty because they copied his exact component, which is very unique, and I thought it was really, really cool. And I thought that was a shitty move on their part, especially when we're talking about like a large brand copying a smaller brand. I feel like there's a fair amount of copying between big brands. And I don't think it's cool, but at the same time, I'm like, at least they can compete with each other. When we're talking about a large brand stealing an idea from a smaller company, I think that is extremely shitty. So there's 3 palettes here, the Sublime Color and the Sublime Eyeshadow Palette, which is $12, so obviously that is extremely affordable. You get a fair amount of colors within this. They don't get super deep, but I do think you could probably use it up to a certain depth of skin tone. I'm not interested in it. It seems like a bunch of neutrals with like a pop of mint and a small bit of purple. And I don't know what I have no clue what the formulation is like. They also have the Make-A-Wish palette, and that one is $14. Let's see if I can see a better picture of it. Again, kind of like neutrals with some, kind of like some neutrals with a little bit of blush tones and a few greens. So if you're looking for those colors, definitely worth picking up. This looks like it has a bigger range of colors, so if you do have deeper skin tones, so I am happy to see that. This packaging is actually kind of cute, especially for the price. There again, I don't know what the formula is like, but I'm happy to see a bigger range of shade in this palette. And the last one is the Peaches and Cream Eyeshadow Palette, and it's $10. This is a very fall-appropriate palette. Again, I do feel that it could have had a little bit more deeper tones in it. That way it'd be more inclusive, but it's not terrible. Of course, I haven't seen the swatches, so it could be a lot lighter or a lot deeper than it's appearing in these pictures. So bear with me. Those are my thoughts. I've never tried it. I can't speak to it, but they're all available now. So this might just be a sneak peek, and I'm hoping that in the coming bit of time, because it just says Holiday 2022, that we will see some swatches of this, because without swatches, I feel like I have a hard time. And most of these things that I've just talked about do not have swatches. So brands, I don't know what to say to you guys, but without swatches, I'm 100% not purchasing. Like, if I know your formula, I may consider it, but if I don't see swatches, I'm not picking it up. And if I don't see swatches for every skin tone, I'm gonna bring it up. So if you're doing swatches on one skin tone, you need to do it for at least 2 others, in my opinion. Sorry, I'm getting hostile up in here. But it is very frustrating to either see none or only targeted at light skin. Like, I have light skin, that's great. It's nice to see my own skin, but think about the other people out there. There's a lot more people out there that have medium and deep skin tones, and I'm sure they would like to be accounted for as well. Plus, why wouldn't you want to reach those bases? Because that's just growth for your brand. But in any case, I digress. I'm sorry, I'm on one today. So this is Sugar Drizzle. They're releasing their On Top of the Mountain and Beneath the Stars highlight palette. I am curious to see the swatches, because right now it just looks like a lot of similar tones. I do see a little bit of green undertone, blue undertone, yellow, pink, purple, and I don't know about the last one. So I am kind of seeing that. I'd like to see it on different skin tones swatched out. I don't like the packaging. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it's my taste personally. But I also do have a thing against stars. I like stars in real life. I have star tattoos, and my whole bedroom when I was like 16 was stars. And so I have a little bit of a thing against them. So it's not necessarily them, it's me, but... Okay, so this one right here, I was extremely excited about initially. This is the Origins Unknown palette from Pink Crush Cosmetics. This is going to be released on 9/1. Doesn't have a price listed. When I saw the packaging for this, I don't know if I've been more excited for a release this year. And then when I saw the palette itself, it immediately gave me, It's Freaking Bats vibes. And I was let down, truthfully, because, and maybe I'll be wrong, maybe they will do swatches and I'll be wrong, but there looks to only be 2 different texture types, and that really bugs me. When I buy a palette, I really, especially now, because I have so many of them, I like to see a bunch of different formulation types. Like, if I can get some mattes, if I can get some multichromes, if I can get some metallics, if I can get some satins, I like to see diversity within that, and this is pretty much mattes and satins, it looks like. I mean, Cyborg might be more metallic. I'm gonna need swatches. I'm gonna need them. I would have liked to see the inclusion of maybe one more deeper shade. But I also know that this brand is pretty pigmented, so it may work out really well for deeper toned skin. But I originally said, oh, I'm definitely picking this up, and unless I see swatches that convince me otherwise, I'm definitely not going to pick this up. Okay, so the pre-orders for these 3 palettes are going to be open 8/26, and they will go through 8/28. We are talking about the 3 palettes from Shine by SD Cosmetics, and we've got Green Ocean, Serenity, and Treasure. All 3 of them look beautiful. I'm going to be honest when I say, what's this one? I'm guessing, I don't know which this one is. There's one that's mostly like, hang on, haha, I have examples. There's one palette, and I don't know which one it is of the 3, that has a bunch of these types of shades, like that I'm showing you right here in this middle. They look like those highlight kind of white base that shift almost like that highlight palette that you would have seen like 2 pictures ago or whatever from Sugar Drizzle. And I have a ton of them, so I don't necessarily need those. I do like Shine by SD Cosmetics. Now, I have seen some swatches of these, and they looked beautiful. And I do think that they do a pretty good job of diversifying who you see the swatches on. So I am interested in them, and I feel like the prices are pretty darn good. So they're 23. So for the Green Ocean palette, it's $23.10. For the Serenity, which I'm now assuming is that bluish purple palette, is $23.10. And then for the last palette, which is more like highlight shades, is $29.25. So the prices are definitely really affordable for what you're getting, and the quality of their shadows is very, very good. So if you're at all interested in these color stories, I definitely think it might be worth checking out. So we have a sneak peek. That's funny. Okay. We have a sneak peek coming, and it's from Ollie's. Okay. I don't know if it's either Ollie's Lashes or Ollie Slashes, because I'm looking at the cover of this palette and I'm kind of thinking maybe it's Ollie Slashes. They don't have any pictures of the inside other than just like a grayscale version. They do show the palette cover, and because the cover's kind of a cross between Where the Wild Things Are and pretty much any scary figure that you would see in a Halloween movie. I think that's kind of a cool collaboration, especially with Halloween coming up. It just says coming soon, so I am very excited to see what the inside looks like. I'm hoping some of these shades that look really interesting are not glitters. Please don't be glitters, because I'd be really excited to try this, especially if the color story makes sense for me. There's also a sneak peek. It doesn't show anything more than the packaging, really, from Glaminatrix Cosmetics, and they are going to be releasing their Glamours palette. It does not say when. There's not, like, a whole lot of information about it. I will say this. Glaminatrix does a fantastic job with their formulations. I have definitely never been let down. If you are in the United States, the shipping is extremely high, though, so just keep that in mind. You may decide, you know, maybe wait a while until a few items come out and then purchase something. But if you are somewhere where the shipping is cheaper to you, I definitely suggest giving them a shot. Okay, so this is a release coming from Gourmand Girls, and immediately I liked the lipstick packaging. It actually kind of gave me vibes of the Jaclyn Cosmetics ones, minus the jewel on the top and the shape being a little bit different, but I liked that packaging. I thought it was pretty cute. These lipstick shades are very inclusive. I definitely feel like a wide range of skin tones can wear them. I have not tried the formula, so I can't speak to how it actually performs. But this is in collaboration with, I read this totally wrong the first time, and if I left it, you guys would laugh at me. But this is in collaboration with Beauty is Ageless 55, and I like the range. I do think it is beautiful. I would definitely want to try them. They are $14 each. I keep forgetting, I have a code with them. It is Jaclyntriesit, and I do believe 10. If I'm wrong, it'll be fixed down here. That is affiliated though, so if you use it, it will help me and my channel. If those make you uncomfortable, just ignore that I've said that. But I definitely, the ingredients seem pretty nice. I am interested in picking them up, and I think the next time I place an order, I will probably pick up a few of these. Yeah, I definitely will. Oh, and those are available now. I'm sorry, I'm a failure. Okay, so these are available now. These are from Glisten Cosmetics. And finally, I think I roasted them in one of my videos recently, so I'm happy to bring this up. These look gorgeous. There is no pricing, which is frustrating. But these are their Chroma Flakes, and these are available now, and they look absolutely gorgeous. I wish it would say much more. The other thing that it looks like is it seems like there's swatches on a deeper skin tone, which makes me extremely happy to see. I don't see one on lighter skin tone or medium, but I'm still happy to see this, and they do look really beautiful. I'm curious about the texture. Has anybody tried this? If you have, I really want to know. Let me know your secrets. So this is a new release from Notoriously Morbid. This is their Summertime Sadness palette, which I love the name of. Like, I love it. Chef's Kiss, adorable. It is $55.99. There's 15 shades. Now, initially, I will say when I saw the palette itself, I was kind of underwhelmed. These swatches that they had didn't sell me on it immediately. Now, when they did the single swatches of it, I was definitely more interested in it. I like that there's a lot of different textures in this palette. That is something I really appreciate, because I find that to be lacking in a lot of them. I think the range that's in here is not bad. I would like to still see maybe even one more deep tone. That way people with deeper skin can really enjoy this. Because I do know how some of their mattes can perform, and they can if you don't use an eye base, I feel like they can kind of disperse a little bit, but they are still really nice. I do like their formulation, even though it seems like I'm a little wishy-washy on their stuff. But I do think with an eye base, they're fantastic. So with that being said, I'm not picking this up, though if it went on sale later and it was still around, I probably would, because I think they do a really nice job. It is available now. So this is something that we kind of sneak peeked last time we did one of these, and I told you I had seen the shades before, and I was really excited to share them with you. Now, there's more than just the eyeshadows, but I'm only going to talk about the eyeshadows. If you guys want to check this out, definitely go to Pretties for your face. These are $5 a piece, but you can guarantee that if you catch them on a sale, they'll be half off, and then you can use a coupon code with that. Like, for instance, I've got a coupon code. It's affiliated, but not in a typical way. We actually get paid in products, so if, there's something you're wanting to see, I like to pick it up so I can share it with you, which I'm super behind on everything, so sure, I'm sharing with you. But these are beautiful, and I'm really excited about them. I think she did a great job with the array of colors she has going on, and I will certainly be picking all of them up. And they are available now. This is a new release from CXC Beauty. I am also affiliated with them. My coupon code is Jaclyntriesit, all one word. This is really giving me, okay, with the swatches, this is giving me Natasha Denona Lila or Lila palette vibes, but almost like an extended version of that. So I think it's really nice. I'm not crazy about blues and purples. They're not my favorite. I don't hate them, but they're not my favorite. They're not like my wheelhouse. They're not like my soul, if that makes sense. I won't be picking this up, but if I was in a different situation, I would be picking this up, 100%. I think it's beautiful. They did a great job with these swatches. And usually they do it on light and deep skin tones. I don't see the deep ones here, but that could just be with the poster included in this. So, it definitely looks like there's a few different variations of formulation in this, and I'm interested. I think it is really pretty, actually. However, I will say I would have liked to see a few more deep tone shades. I'm sure they'll do swatches on deeper skin, but at the same time, just to round it out a little bit, maybe 2 more shades that were slightly deeper. That's just where I sit on it. But it does look beautiful. It's $59 and it is available now. These are from Chanel Beauty, and these are part of their holiday collection. There's an eyeshadow quad, and then there are 2 highlighters. And I'm going to be honest, these highlighters are gorgeous. And I definitely feel like light skin might actually have a hard time using it. I want to see a swatch. Is there a swatch? Of course not. But medium and deep skin, I think, would look fantastic in these. So I'm not begrudging it, because I'm sure that Chanel has done more than their fair share of highlights for light skin. The palette, definitely I would say up to a light deep would be able to wear this. Deep skin, I don't know so much, but apparently they're only putting out 1 holiday palette. The impressions within the palette are beautiful. Will I be picking these up? No, because they're probably extremely expensive, and your girl's cheap. Okay, so this is a new collection, and this is from Sigma. And they're paired with Disney, Alice in Wonderland. I think that they did a nice job with this. When we're looking at the palette, which is $59, cheek palette is really pretty. I feel like up to a medium deep might be able to use that. I could be wrong, because I don't know if there's swatches. I don't think there is. Of course there's not swatches. Why would there be? The lip tones are actually not bad, and the brush set, if you are looking for their brushes, they have it available for you. I'm kind of in the middle on their brushes. They're not my favorite. They're not my least favorite. When it comes to natural hair brushes, I definitely like to go the Morphe route, and I know a lot of people don't like Morphe, but they're affordable and they do a good job and they last a long time. So sorry, your girl likes them. But this will be available on September 8th if you want to pick it up. There is a new palette from LA Girl Cosmetics. Okay, there's more. How many of these shit? Oh my god, okay. So there are 3 new palettes from LA Girl Cosmetics, and they are $12.99 each. I'm not picking up any of them. Let me just immediately dispel any kind of thoughts that might have believed that was going to happen. I will say, all but the last one that I'm going to picture here look to be fairly inclusive. So that does make me happy. I'm not seeing any swatches, so I can't speak to whether or not those are going to be as opaque as they look in the pan. None of these color stories draw me in at all. I don't like them. I know that, god dang, I just sound like the fucking... I'm the Debbie Downer of makeup. That's real talk. The first one is just like no, I'm sorry. I just am not a fan. However, if you like these pairings or if you're looking for these colors, I have no idea what the formula is like, so I can't speak to that either. But if this is speaking to you, do not listen to me. You go ahead and go snatch that up. Plus, you can get it at Ulta and get those points. Oh my God. So now, I'm sorry. Every time I see a release from this brand, I'm just like, why anymore? That sounds so shitty, but I'm just like unimpressed. Boring, over it, tired of it. This is ColourPop Cosmetics. They are releasing their High School Musical collection. The eyeshadow palette is $24, and it does get fairly deep. It does get fairly deep. But yet again, it's neutrals with a pop of blue. For fuck's sake, I am so sick to death of neutrals with a pop of blue. I could literally cry because I am so tired of it. I do like that they have a variation of textures. I would like to see maybe 1 or 2 different ones besides what they've got here, because they've got pretty much just got mattes and metallics. The blushes are really pretty. Would have liked to see one more that was even deeper tone for deep skin. I'm not even going to talk about the rest of what's in this collection. Let me just say that I feel like, looking at it at a glance, I wish there were 1 tone deeper for every single thing that they're releasing. That way deeper skin could really get the most use out of it. And I want to see swatches, which usually there's lots of people out there that give swatches, so the fact that they're not included here doesn't really bother me, because they typically do that. So if you want to pick that up, they are available now, and you can get the full collection for $95. Your girl's not picking it up. This was Makeup by Lisa UK. The price is not listed on this, but this is the Seashell palette. I will not be picking this up, but let me just say, as opposed to my first thought on the last palette, I'm happy to see a really good range of colors in this palette. I definitely think every skin tone will be able to use and appreciate it. I think there's 2 shades that are too similar to each other in this. I think one should have been a different texture. And I think that would have really made this palette stand out. If you're all interested in this color story, this brand, or even have tried it to know what the textures are like, you may want to pick this up. Me personally, I'm not drawn to it, but just because I'm not doesn't mean you are not. But it is available now. Okay, so this is also from either Ollie's Lashes or Ollie Slashes. I'm now starting to really think it's Ollie Slashes. This is the Mask Eyeshadow Palette. This is available on August 20th, so it's already out, but there is not a price listed. I'd definitely like to see swatches. I am interested, actually, in this. I don't think the color story is bad. I think it's pretty cute, to be real with you guys, but I need some swatches. In fact, let's go over to their page and see if there's swatches. Okay, so here's the thing. I appreciate seeing these swatches. I'd like to see, okay, I've been saying this over and over because I feel like I'm being really, really mean. I would like to see better swatches, better quality swatches, but I'd also like to see them on other skin tones. This palette looks really beautiful, and I don't feel like these swatches are doing it justice. I will be looking into this palette a little bit more, definitely. I do wish in this palette that there were the inclusion of a few deeper tone shades. However, being that I've not tried their formulation, I can't say, because it might come out just as opaque as it looks in the pan. But typically, just for continuity's sake, I'm just going to say I'm looking for a few more deep shades. But I am very interested, and the pre-order is open. Okay. I was super excited about this because this seemed like one of these collections done well. I hate that it's being done by this brand, but I am still really, really interested in it. And it's available tomorrow. Like, I'm kind of like, maybe I need this. I might need this. The full-size palettes are $15 a piece. The smaller ones are $10. There's a whole bunch of different items available. Check it out on Trendmood if you want to see those prices listed out for you. But let's talk about what I'm seeing. I feel like they did a great job with the packaging on this. Finally, there's a collection where they have done it right. I actually was so excited because I thought Unearthly was going to do a Clueless collection last year, and it ended up not being a Clueless collection, and I was very sad. I was like super hyped. I'm like, yes, now's my time, because I actually love Clueless, as many people my age do. But let's take a look at each of the things. The Share palette on the inside, the As If palette. Palettes on the inside, I'm not interested in. This is just me being honest because I don't like their formulas, but I think they did a good job with it. Like, the packaging is really cool. I'm still kind of trying to decide if I should pick any of this up. I really like the Clueless bag. I really kind of want to get that. I kind of dig Ty's palette. I do think that's really nice, and I really like Dion's palette. Like, they did a great job with this color combination. I'm drawn to it 100%. And I love lighter pencils with the fuzzy on the top. So cute. Great job. I don't know that I will be picking it up, but I'm just going to put this out there. If I was in a different place in life, I would 100% buy it just for the packaging. I think they did a great job. Oh my god, it's so cute. If you are a fan of Clueless, if you like this packaging, and I think you will if you are a fan of Clueless, and you like Makeup Revolution, or you're putting it on display, I don't think that you will be let down by the packaging for display purposes. I can't speak to some of their other products because I've not used them before, but as far as eyeshadows, I was not impressed by it at all. However, it is affordable, and if you're a collector, if you love this movie, very freaking cool. The hair accessories, I'm really like, am I too old to pick these up? And then I'm kind of like, do I give a shit what anybody thinks? Kind of not. So, in any case, I don't think that I'll pick it up, but I really had to stop for a second and consider if I was going to. I'm going to bring this up because it's here. But this one, I'm sure a lot of you guys are just going to be like, fuck no, immediately fuck no. This is from JSC Cosmetics. This is the Star Wedding Palette. Personally, me, I hate that pop of hot pink that's in here. I will say I like his formulation. I think he does a really good job. These are colors I feel that he's done already, though. So did this necessarily need to happen? I mean, all-in-one palette, yes. I guess it would be nice to have it all in one place. But to me, I look at this and I see like at least 4 others of his palettes. So if I already had a large JSC collection, would I need this? No, definitely not. And I do have a lot of his older palettes. I have them depotted. I'm definitely not picking this up. I'm pretty sure nobody on my channel would want to see them. The lip velours, I've really enjoyed the formulation of. And the colors were beautiful. I will say that. The colors were definitely beautiful. I feel that the palette is fairly inclusive. So if you do have deep tone skin, you could definitely use this palette well. The lipsticks, again, gorgeous. Definitely, there's some deeper tones there. The liquid eyeshadows look gorgeous. I did see another brand recently that did some like this. My husband was really interested in them. So if you don't want to support JSC, and most people do not, definitely check them out. Who was it? Remember, if I can remember who did those other liquid eyeshadows that reminded me of these, not the matte ones because they don't have the matte ones. I'll link it for you, or I'll put a picture over here for you guys. So there's some other items that are with this collection, but I'm not going to be picking them up. But if you are interested, they will be available on August 26th. Okay. From that, we're rolling right into something that is just pissing me off. So this is from Too Faced. This is their Pumpkin Spice Second Slice collection. And everything they released for their holiday palette is exactly the fucking same. I am so tired of Too Faced. I will not pick this up. There's no way in fuck that I will pick this up. Again, there's no swatches of anything. Very annoying to me. It looks like every other palette they've ever put out, possibly combined together. It doesn't even look like they kept the original tin packaging, which I personally felt like the formulations were a lot better in. This looks like regular cardboard packaging, which is fine. There is no pricing, but we can assume it'll be in line with the rest of their palettes that they've ever put out. Probably in the $49 range. Don't get me wrong, Too Faced can be nice, but if you have any of their other holiday palettes, you don't need this. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I think we're going to end this video with one thing that I want. That I don't like kind of want. That I really, really want. And that I should not get, but that I really want. And I'm still upset with them for their fucking choices earlier in this video. But that aside, this is gorgeous. And I don't just mean, like, I like everything about this. I think it's... I want it. So this is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is their Beautifying Face Palette. And it says coming soon. It doesn't have a price. I actually feel like up through kind of medium deep might be able to use this. Could go even deeper than I'm thinking, but I don't have any swatches, so I cannot speak to it unless I can see those. But holy shit, let's talk about how gorgeous this is. The packaging is definitely nice. The packaging that Charlotte Tilbury does is really nice, especially in these face palettes, but the pans are gorgeous, and the quality of her face products are just phenomenal. So while I may not pick it up right this second, I will at some point be picking this up. And with that, we're going to end this video on a positive. So I am so sorry that I really feel bad because I feel like I'm extremely negative about makeup. I'm just going to put it out there that I have to be kind of hard on myself. I have a different financial situation than a lot of other people do. So in case you don't know this, I have 5 autoimmune diseases. I'm chronically ill. I don't often feel really well. I do get time periods where I have a few good hours or I have a good day. Usually I never have a full good day. That would be a miracle. And so I don't bring any money in. Everything's on my husband. He works really hard. And unfortunately he's been really sick. I was in the hospital, then he was in the hospital, and that kind of stuff adds up very, very quickly. So I have to, and this is, I'm sorry, I'm going to preach because you're here. don't ever like ruin your life to get makeup. It's a very temporary thing. It doesn't last forever. It's really nice in the moment to have stuff, but nothing is worth that. I've put myself in that position before and I'm thankfully out of it, but I don't wish that on anybody else. Makeup is beautiful. Makeup can make you feel very good about yourself, but it's never worth the other stresses that it can add to your life. So now that I'm getting down off of my soapbox, I just want to thank you guys for watching these videos. If I seem too harsh, just let me know and I can definitely give a toned down version of my opinions. I feel like putting out my honest thoughts is nice. I think it's definitely more entertaining when my husband is here because he's kind of like the soft edge. He's honest, but in a funny way. And I'm honest in like a fuck you, why are you doing this way? And that can be hurtful. Hurtful, but truthful. If anybody watches Key and Peele, that's from them, and I love them. Also, please keep in mind that just because I'm not picking something up or because I'm not interested in something does not mean that I'm saying, oh, there's something wrong with you if you do. I don't feel that way. Everybody has different tastes and different likes and different color stories that feel right to them, and different brands. Some people really like the formulation of Makeup Revolution and things like that. So I am not trying to shit on something that you love. I want you to love whatever you love, and I'm okay with that. I have respect for the things that you enjoy, and I want the same respect. We're just not always going to agree on it. So agree to disagree if you don't like some of the things that I do, and vice versa. In any case, I really hope this was somehow entertaining to you guys, and I would love to have you here as a subscriber. So if you haven't yet, how you doing? I know that I have a foul mouth and I'm a little bit opinionated. Okay, I'm a lot opinionated, but I would love to have you here. And I hope that everybody is staying safe and healthy, and hopefully we can have my husband back next time because he is a lot of fun, but he has just not been well. And in any case, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.